Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about my longly anticipated Season 2 of Locke Key. Just as a warning, there's going to be spoilers from Season 1 in this review, so if you haven't seen Season 1, you can go watch my review for Season 1 and then watch Season 1 and then find yourself back here before watching Season 2. Season 2 of Locke Key takes place 3 months after the events of Season 1. The Lockes and their friends think that they have gotten rid of Dodge when they really accidentally got rid of Ellie. So we enter this season with them being very comfortable with the keys that they still have and just how they're living a normal life by using these keys on a daily basis. Little do they know, Gabe is actually Dodge and Eden is now a different demon. The cool part about this season is that you get to see their regular use of all the keys that we've known about before, and there's also the introduction of several new keys as well, so it keeps that fresh. In addition to the fact that Dodge is still in play and nobody knows that Gabe is Dodge. Nina and Duncan still don't remember magic, but the kids seem to have accepted it at this point. So with 2 demons on the loose, things start getting pretty chaotic. The Lockes start realizing that maybe what happened wasn't exactly how they remembered it. The season tackles a few other things as well, so I'll just talk about a couple things that I liked before getting into the 6 things that make a TV show great. Episode 1 was a little weird for me. Felt like they kind of fumbled a little bit, and there was a couple of characters that were like, your character's so much different than you were in Season 1. But they quickly changed that. Again, the dynamics of the keys and the visuals and the storytelling is really awesome, and they got to do a lot of universe building in this. But I was really excited for Season 2 coming into it. So without further ado, let's get into the 6 things that make a TV show great. Number 1, the plot. The plot of Season 2 was better than I originally thought it might be. When we got to the end of Season 1, I was worried that Eden's character would be really annoying, but she honestly plays second fiddle to Gabe/Dodge. But the plot is very interesting. There's a couple subplots that come along, like the parents not being able to remember anything, and the introduction of some new and really interesting keys. And so all of that stuff starts to unfold. I never get tired of it. Like, all of these keys are super original and cool, and the way that they introduce them into the story just keeps this season going. As soon as you finish one episode, you want to watch the next one because the plot just gets more and more interesting, just like Season 1, and it was awesome. There's something that happens near the end of Season 2 that I feel like they kind of just brush over. They don't focus on it as much as they should have. It's something big, and it's just kind of like, oh, well, that happened, and I'm like, dude, you can't just brush over that. But all in all, the plot of Season 2 was just as good as Season 1. It was just as compelling, just as driven, and just as brilliant. So I have to give the plot a huge thumbs up. 2 is family friendliness. Now, Mom and Dad, don't worry. I made my correction this time. I said that Season 1 was family friendly. It was not. Dodge is a relatively disturbing character. Some of the things that she does are pretty messed up. Season 2 is much of the same, if not a little bit more. What Season 2 does more than Season 1 is there's a bit more blood, and probably most notably, you're able to now see the demons' faces. Again, this one kind of falls into the not as family friendly category. There are some deaths, there's blood, there's demons. So I have to give overall family friendliness a thumbs down. 3 is acting the script. There's been quite a few TV shows that have a group of friends that go through these crazy out-of-world experiences together, and it's a super successful template of how to make a good TV show, and this one works just as it always has. They did introduce a new character as a friend for Bodhi. Her name is Jamie, and she was really good. Like, as far as child actors go, she just had really good facial expressions, and her lines were delivered really great. All of the acting all the way around was great, so acting gets a thumbs up. The script, this is a page turner on screen, and once you finish one episode, it's very difficult to not just be like, I need to watch another one because I need to know what happens. The story is compelling, the script is beautifully written, the adaptation to screen is done really well, so acting and script, thumbs up. 4 is character development. What's nice about this is that we've seen most of the character development already happen in Season 1, and Season 2 just gets to focus on that even more. Between Tyler and Jackie, and Kinsey and Scott, and Kinsey and Gabe, they do a really good job of building up their interactions and managing those relationships. There's funny moments, there's scary moments, there's heartfelt moments, there's devastating moments. All of it is very believable and real because we already know know these characters from season 1. I was a little disappointed that we didn't get to see a building relationship between Nina and Detective Matuku. I really liked where I thought that relationship was going in season 1, but when you get to season 2, Matuku's in this show for maybe 10 minutes total. And I was like, wow, what happened? We did briefly get to see Kevin Durand, and I love Kevin Durand. I think he plays some of the weirdest characters that I've ever seen on screen, and I freaking love it. The one issue I had with character development was the way that Tyler and Kinsey kind of recycle how they treated Bodhi, where they doubt Bodhi's ability to use the keys, and I'm like, we just went through this in season 1. I don't think that you had to do that again in season 2. But everything else in this show, the relationships, the dynamics, some of the subplots that incorporate character development, you feel all of it. It's done very well. So the character development gets a thumbs up. 5 is CG. When you see CG, you're like, I know that's CG, but it's willing suspense of disbelief, and you're in the show and you enjoy the show and you're like, it's decent enough CG that it keeps you engaged in the film, and it gets a thumbs up. And 6 is rewatchability. Because of how cool the story of Locke Key is, I will say that I probably will go back and watch season 2 again at some point. It's such an interesting story that it makes me want to go back and rewatch it. So I have to give rewatchability a huge thumbs up. All in all, this show had some incredible dynamics, the introduction of some new keys, a very effective plot with very good and well-balanced subplots that don't take away from the story. I didn't feel like this show wasted any time continuing the story that it did. Episode 1 was a little wonky, but they got right back on track. My wife and I watched this over the span of a day and a half because we just were that involved with it. The show is wildly entertaining, and if you loved season 1, you're going to love season 2. All that being said, I have to give Locke Key season 2 an 8.5 out of 10. I'm really hoping it gets renewed for season 3. I have no doubt in my mind that it will. This show is one of the best things on Netflix at this point, and it's one of the most entertaining and interesting TV shows that I've seen in a long time. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen season 2 of Locke Key, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below. I have a whole list of TV shows and movies that I plan on giving an analysis of and sending your guys' way, so be on the lookout for those. Thank you guys and gals. Appreciate the love and support, and I'll catch you in the next one.